Real good. Feeling good. Okay. Make sure everything's working. Looks nice. Check some stream raiders real quick. There we go. Okay. Got scrolls and stuff. Grab them. Grab that. I'm gonna head to that skin chest today. Just start that up in a little bit. Switch back to here. I found some Abaddon Sunset, which is awesome. So I've just gone over the helmet again. I think we'll start off with the skulls. A little bit easier than the helmet. Just settle into the painting and everything. And then we'll just go from there. So let's grab a little bit of light umber. We'll put that down. Let's grab a little bit of ivory. Okay, and we are looking for some olive flesh. Go. Yeah, I just want the olive flesh for this skull to make it look slightly different. Just get a little bit of water. Mix that into all the paints. There we go. Okay, start off that light umber. Hair on the model already. Can't wait for the weekend and everything, because hopefully finish off all like the painting and all the rest of the work they need to do. It's been dragging on for a while now. Obviously, it's not really their fault because they can't really come during the week because obviously Munchkin's in bed and that, and like unforeseen issues and stuff with like the different colours of the paints and everything. But just can't wait to get this setup sorted out again. Get all the paints organised. I feel a bit more comfortable, you know. So I'm not really worried about getting like a solid base coat or anything like that. So if there's like if it dries a little patchy and everything, that's absolutely fine, because we're just going to build up to ivory. And we'll probably put like a sepia wash or something over them. Just give them a little bit more warmth, and then we'll come back in with the ivory and do a couple of highlights. So if it dries a little patchy, or if it's got a few like little scratches and stuff in the skulls and everything, I'll just give it a little bit more depth, a bit more, I was going to say a bit more life, but probably a bit more variation, I think, is probably the way to go. I think a skull is probably like the furthest you can get away from life. Like, you can totally speed up this process and everything. Just put like a grey or something down. Throw like your ivory or whatever over the top. And then just do your quick wash. And then just highlight up. You don't really need to build up from this like dark brown. Especially for like your regular troops and everything, obviously like your character models and things, you can go a little bit more in depth with them. Cool. Okay, let's do this one over here. The skull in the middle, or like it's like alien sort of skull. Not quite sure what, I think it's meant to be a Tyranid. Perhaps like a Gene Stealer cult or something. No idea. We're going to still build up the same foundations, and then we're going to, instead of using ivory, we'll use that olive flesh instead. Might use a slightly different wash as well. Let's get a tiny bit of that, see if we can clean up just under here. Okay, we can sort the rest of that with a wash. I think the end skull needs a little bit more. Let's have some coffee, because we get like headaches and everything recently. I think it's just like staying up too late, getting up like too early and all that kind of stuff. Coffee solves everything then. Okay, let's take some of that light ember, put it off to the side, a little bit of that ivory. Not really looking to create like any sort of like mid-tone or anything like that. I just want to put this layer down so we can work up that ivory a little bit easier. Plus it is a pretty big jump from the light ember straight into like pure ivory. So yeah, we'll do a quick coat of this, do a coat of that ivory, we'll do the wash and everything. We'll come back in with a little bit of ivory, probably a little bit of bright ivory as well for some like final highlights. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything. Not too worried about any like the cracks or like any recesses and stuff. Just gonna let that wash do most of the work for us. As you're working with like super light colors, any like sort of bright grays, ivories, anything like that, make sure you wash off your brush regularly because they tend to dry a lot quicker, I find. Okay, so we're going to avoid this one, go on to the next skull, because we're going to do the same step, but we're going to mix in that olive flesh instead of the ivory. Start shifting it more towards a slightly different tone. Okay. Let's get a little bit of that light ember off to the side again. Drop in some of that olive flesh. A little bit more on the brush. Yeah, there probably won't be a massive difference at this stage. I'm hoping just like the subtle difference between ivory, especially when we work up into like the bright ivory. And this olive flesh give us enough of a difference to show this a different type of bone skull. Okay. Spotty, how you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Okay. Now, let's grab some ivory. Slightly different approach now, a bit more focused, a bit more accurate. Still looking to cover like the majority of the skull. Just want the paint to be slightly drier when it comes to the application, to try and introduce a little bit of texture and stuff. We don't want it to be like totally smooth. I don't know how long these skulls have been sat on this trophy rack or anything, so you'll probably receive a bunch of different like weathering. Probably not like freshly harvested skulls. Just do that. Okay, let's clean off the brush. Let's load up a little more. Just using the glove as well to remove moisture. Each time we load up some fresh paint on the brush, I like to start with like either the face of the skull, either like the top of it, so anywhere that's going to be, we want it to be a little bit brighter, so we can use that to remove like the excess paint, and then work that down as more and more gets removed off the brush. Into more of like the recesses and everything. Go over like that. Clean off the brush again. Stream Raiders, sure. Load that up real quick. And let's go here. Let's check our quests. I think we still need to do like their battle plans, so like 2 more of them. Mages, we could probably chuck 1 down. Archers as well. Paladins, there's quite a lot of placement ones. So let's do a paladin to start with. And we'll do a battle plan, we'll just throw them down like that. And remove them, there we go. Switch back. Alice, how you doing? Spy's so demanding, I know. Just started and wants stuff from us already. Yeah, I sent over that invoice as well, Spotty. So if you can just give it a look over, make sure everything's correct. Mostly like just your information and stuff, and then, like I said, there's no rush to get it paid or anything like that. So it's more for like just to make sure you like your shipping address and all that's correct. Wait for Alice to get back as well, because I need to make sure I've got Alice's info so we can finally get those miniatures sent out. It's been far too long. Okay. Nice. Right, let's clean up the brush. Grab some of that olive flesh. Okay, cool. Okay, the only part that's like a sort of purpley color, it's like this section right here. I wasn't sure if like the front it's going to be like that purple color as well, but it's not, so we can just paint this in real quick. Alright, let's let them dry. While that's drying, let's grab a little bit of transparent brown. This is going to be for the Space Marine helmet. What colour lenses are we going to go for? I know we said like green and red. Imperial Fists. Imperial Fists, they have orangey red helmets, not yellow ones. Interesting. No paint. Okay. Go on Google, trusty old Google. Imperial Fists. Red, red. That one's have green, that one has red. They have blue on that one. Yes, it's like a greeny blue. That works. I like that. I don't want to go red because red and yellow. Everything looks right? Awesome. Good, good. Yeah, that's the most important thing. Make sure everything's correct. So we get a little bit of this. Mix that in like with some water. Let's grab like a greeny blue. Ooh, maybe this. Maybe Caspian blue is the way to go. And then we can throw like a turquoise as a highlight. That could be quite nice. Put a tiny bit of this down. We only need to do one lens. So you just need like the smallest amount of paint, tiniest bit of water as well. Cool. Now, I like to do the lenses pretty early on, because if we make any little mistakes, if we catch any of the helmet, we can clean it up with like a little bit of a wash for the highlight stages, just like that. See how we got a little splodge there? Try and clean that up though. Let's go in for another pass. Okay. They literally need like 2 lines. The turquoise, I think it's going to be a good highlight. Cryo, how you doing? Good to see you. You were lurking while doing some photography and photo editing today. Sounds awesome. Welcome back, Alice, by the way. I got your shipping info, right, Alice? I'm pretty sure you sent it to me on Discord. Is that right? Because I want to get it shipped off this weekend. They've been sat in the cabinet for far too long. You've been waiting ages for them. So we'll get them Morphine Vol and Shadow Sun sent up to you. You wasn't listening? Wow, I'm offended. Ban? No, I've got your shipping information, correct? I'm pretty sure I saw, like, you DM'd me on Discord. Probably like a few months ago at this point. Info on Discord. Cool, yeah. So yeah, like I said, I want to get them shipped off this weekend. We've had your models for far too long. It's about time they made their way to their permanent home, I guess. I just hope after all this time you're happy with them. That's like my biggest worry. Is people like receive the models, to look at them and think, oh, that wasn't worth. Cool. So I'm just gonna use this ivory. No point throwing any like white or anything down to do this little dot. I only need the tiniest amount. I don't know. I don't like when people like put the reflection dot at the back. I just tried it. I think it makes it look like they're looking in that direction. Let's try somewhere else. Let's just do a little dot in the middle, I think. Okay, that did not work. Okay. Let's grab that turquoise again. Let's just see if we can adjust this a tiny bit. Tiny bit too heavy with the ivory. There we go. Cool. Nice. By the time to painting, it was old age was set in. Yeah. Probably. I mean, two minds what to do for your Stormcast Spy. I don't know whether to just like airbrush in all the like the base coats and things, start like working on the highlights and then come back in the brush like with the brush and clean them up, or just brush paint them from the beginning. I'll probably base coat them all to establish like the color. We'll see. Right, we need, where's our wash? There it is. Grab some sepia. Let's try not to knock this over. If you saw a while ago, we had Agrax Earthshade on the desk and knocked the pot over, which wasn't fun at all. Oh, wash, please. Thank you. Nope, more than that. That's better. Going on with these like weird like atmospheric songs. Need some like hardcore like rock or something to match the model. So like death metal or something. Okay, time to skip this. Skip. A little bit too much wash that time. We can move it around them. Okay. I'm going to grab that transparent brown. Do a little test section right here. Way too opaque. A lot more water than that. A touch more. Okay. Nice. All right, now I'm trying to decide, do we do a sepia wash over the entire helmet? And then just lay it back over? Or do we do recess, like pin washing, recess shading, whatever you want to call it? I think probably a wash over the entire thing would probably be the easiest. Then we don't have to worry too much about if it splodges anyway. Just help deepen up some of the recesses at the same time. Then we can just come back in. Just lay it back over. Now I found that Avalanche Sunset, which covers really nicely. Should be a bit easier. Be nice if we had that from the start and weren't messing about with like the oranges and the other yellows. Trying to like keep the brush moving over the helmet. Try not to go over the same area multiple times. Do like a deeper wash just in there. Same there as well. So like literally touching the brush to the model since it's got that wash on already. It helps it flow a little bit better into the recesses. Tap it under there. Cool, nice. So that's going to take a bit to dry. Let's close that up. Grab some more coffee. Check our base. Let's get that gold going. Dwarven gold. Yeah. A little bit of that. Get a touch of water. Here we go. Mr. Ed, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, what I should have done is did all the gold first, then just did the torch afterwards. Like the flame of it, because it would have already had all like the OSL and stuff painted onto it. So I'm just trying to pick out like select areas, just get a little bit more of that gold peeking through. So like any areas that like have a lot of black on them. Okay, almost there. Okay, so we can wash all that down once it's dry. Oh god, I almost dropped it. How come I didn't hear the stream raiders battle notification? Weird. Let's do some stream raiders. Maybe it did go off and we just didn't, like we literally too focused on the gold. Let's have some more coffee. We're running out already. No way it's been like an hour. It has. It's been like an hour already. Like how? I swear we sat down like 2 minutes ago. Like, here's a weird question. Does time feel like it goes by as quickly for everyone else? Like, for me, like, literally that hour is just blown by. I said, it literally feels like we sat down 2 minutes ago and just started painting. Or did we need arches? I think, was it arches? I think. Go in the middle. Ah, how come that battle plan didn't work? Oh, it did work, it just didn't update. Interesting. Go. 1 of 3, 1 of 3. Back to that. Switch back to the painting. Okay. Right, now we need to... Is this wash fully dry on this helmet? Appears so. Let's grab that Abaddon Sunset again. I move depending on what you're doing and where you are. Yeah, I can see that. I can totally see that. Like, even though time moves at the exact same pace regardless, it does feel like it moves a lot faster when you're like doing something like you enjoy. Like, typically when, like, say you've got like an hour left of work, that hour seems to drag on forever. But then the weekend seems to fly by. Okay, so I got Abaddon Sunset, mixing a bit of water. I'm gonna test out the glove, see if we're happy. I'm gonna bring it into the top of the helmet. Draw it across. It's a little bit thinner than I would have liked. That's okay. Now we need to try and avoid the recesses. See if we can grab a little bit more paint. That's a little bit better. Yeah, you know when your paint's too thin because when you're like lifting the brush off the model after like a brush stroke, it leaves like a tiny little pool of like super thin paint. That's how you end up like little splotches on your models. That's applying a lot nicer. A bit more opacity as well, so if we pull from this section. There we go, very nice. Yeah, this Avalanche Sunset pretty old. It's probably like one of the first paints I bought. Still covering really nice though. Probably like the best like orange yellow I've used so far, which is high praise. I can't speak for like the new versions of the paints and things, if they've changed like the recipes or whatever. Yeah, if you're looking to paint yellow, grab yourself some Abaddon Sunset. Pretty sure they used to have a spray version of it. I don't know if they still make that or not. Like if you're brushing on, that is. I'm sure there's a lot nicer ones to airbrush. Okay. Probably do 2 coats of this. Yeah, not to steal any, like, someone's catchphrase, I guess you could call it, but we're going to apply 2 thin coats. Like, trademark saying, I guess. Okay, just let that dry for a second. Acoustic? Well, Scottish farmer uses to control cattle. Like, time you had to stay in a hospital 30 minutes felt like 3 hours. That's a bit quiet today. What day did we on? Thursday? Everyone's just waiting for Friday. That's fine. I don't mind chat being a little bit quieter because I don't feel so bad if we miss any messages, or gives us a little bit more time to focus in on what we're doing. Suppose we're going to just ramble on about random stuff, which is pretty fun. Got a little bit in that recess. See if we can clean that off. There we go. Quite lucky with that then. I don't really want to go any brighter than this Abaddon Sunset, if I can help it. I really like this sort of warm orange yellow. Hello. All right. Hmm. Dead. Oh. It's official. We can see dead people. We'll need a little bit brighter highlight, I think. Rotate around. Try and make painting this helmet a little bit easier. Come on. I just finish off this coat real quick. Give it a little bit of time to dry. Make a fresh coffee and all that. Need as many coffees today as we can get. If she's dead, that means you stream longer? Yes. What? I didn't say it. Yeah. Where's Alchemist painting, by the way? Usually see them on about the same time as me. I haven't seen it for like a couple of days now. Same with Chris as well. What's Chris up to? Seems to have like all disappeared. Nice. So glad we found this Avalanche sunset. Really cool. On break, something to do with mental health. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I can imagine it's a bit like wearing, especially dealing with like the amount of chat and stuff and that they have. We have that flat yellow that wasn't very good. We have what color is this? Gold highlights. Could have probably just used these, to be honest. We have the gold highlight. What about the golden yellow? I think maybe we'll try this. Don't know about Chris? Probably everyone's just like super busy, taking breaks and stuff and that. It's very, it can be extremely tiring painting and streaming because you've got to like maintain focus and stuff on the models, and also you've got to maintain focus on, like, obviously we're the exception because, you know, we read the chat, you know, never, basically. We're trying to keep up with the amount of viewers and stuff they have and all the different messages in there whilst still trying to paint. Doesn't seem very fun to me. So I like a nice little quiet, peaceful section of Twitch. We barely get painting done as it is. Okay, so let's get a little bit of water mixed into that. Let's get that prepped, ready to go. We'll take a quick little break, get a coffee and everything sorted out. Say hello to Munchkin and everything like that. And then we'll continue. But yeah, super happy with this Abaddon sunset. Really nice. Probably use that for the Imperial Fist model. Should be pretty cool. We have 14 odd minutes on stream readers, so get some more units in on that. Quick little break, coffee, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in a couple of minutes, everybody, okay? Okay, we're back. Just got know how we were talking about energy prices and things going up? So yeah, we signed up to like a fixed rate, like tariff. I think it's like last month or something. So we have like a set amount to pay each month, no matter like how much we use. Which sort of works out good in like the winter because obviously you use more gas and electric and stuff in that. And then in the summer you pay a bit more because obviously you're using far less for like heating and everything. We just received a letter now saying that energy prices and stuff and that are going to be going up by like over like £400. So we're just ringing them up now to find out if that applies to us or not. Like, how are you supposed to afford like over £400 increase on top of everything else? One absolute joke. We'll see what they say, if we can get through. Okay, that's dried straight away. Awesome. And if taking off the holder for a minute would be helpful, so we can just hold the model.
Being moved over to Eon next, so I can't do anything.
So it's going to cost us how much?
No, it isn't, because it says if you're on a fixed tariff, which we are, nothing will change.
Okay, well that's good.
It better bloody not do. Can't bloody afford them prices. What are you doing, Lily? What's the matter? No, I'm not feeding you, no. Wait.
No, you can wait a bit till food. Okay.
Enjoy anyway, dinner.
So we switched to the tariff just at the right time, I think. So hopefully we can avoid the increases for the time being. Ah, there's the battle. It just seems really quiet. Cool. JJ the official. How you doing? Welcome in. Gorgeous work. Thank you. Do the stream ready battle real quick. And then we'll show off our progress so far. What if I put it like here? Would be good. Let's try that. Let's have some coffee. Do you paint? Do you collect miniatures? Do let us know. I was curious what people are working on. Pretty good placement of that path. There's quite a lot of enemies, so I think we're pretty dead here. Okay, let's go for something more substantial for the next battle. Keep playing, let's go again. Do our paladin this time. Let's go. Whoa, look at that glitch. Can you? Oh, you can't see that on your screen. It's like a glitch right here. Weird. Go back to this. You do indeed start with D&D and move to Kill Team and Warcry. Nice, nice. So yeah, this is Abaddon so far. The idea behind this model is to do the 4 colours of the Chaos Gods. So we have the green for Nurgle, purple for Slaanesh, the blue for Tzeentch, and the red for Khorne. Here's the cloak. See if we can sneak that on real quick. There we go. So that sits about there. We have the back of it as well. On the base, a nice dead ultramarine. That torch there is what's creating that red glow. So yeah, there's that base. I'll see the other shoulder pad as well that sits on it. Yeah. Really happy with it so far. It's taken long enough to get to this stage, but I think it'll be worth it. How often do you paint this sort of character model? Yeah, we paint. Like, I don't know, it's difficult to say. We paint pretty slow, or it seems like we do. We seem to paint for like a long time, but nothing really seems to get done. But like we decided pretty early on that we want to do like quality over quantity. We decided that doesn't matter how long like a model takes to finish. If it's the best job we could have done at the time, I think that's sort of like the reward we get, as opposed to having like 50 miniatures painted to like tabletop standard or whatever you want to call it. I'd rather have one miniature that's painted as best as we possibly can. Yeah, it's sort of like, it's like a double-edged sword really. Like our quality is improving massively with each miniature we paint, but then also the time investment is going, like, it's like sort of skyrocketing. Like as we get a lot more confident with our painting, or like the different techniques and stuff that we utilize. Like I said, the quality is going up, but also the time it takes is going way up. That's just one of those things. So fast forward in mini painting? No. Tried to paint at least every other day. Cool. Got into painting in the late 80s and early 90s, had to put it away as you had kids. Finally got back into it in 2019. But we started, what, about 2 years ago, something like that now, give or take. And I think we've made considerable progress in that time. Let's find out when we posted our first Instagram photo. Like, bearing in mind, obviously, it's just like a guide to when we started. Let's have a look. Just waiting for Instagram to load as we scroll down. Doot, doot, doot. There we go. Okay, so let's bring this up real quick. So we have an ultramarine. Of course we do. Oh, it just shows like it doesn't show the, 20th August 2019. That's where we put our first picture of an ultramarine. Like, bearing in mind, we do have like an art background, so we had a little bit of an advantage, especially when it comes to like the freehand and stuff, but those edge highlights are disgusting. There's no highlighting on the helmet or anything. What were we thinking? There's a little bit there, none on that side. There's another one. Why? Yeah, so that's like where we started. A little bit more of our progress. Starting to get into like a little bit of like the wet blending and things. Especially on the like the blade. No, like barely any highlighting or anything though. As our attempt at some like non-metallic metals. So we have like the gold. We have like, it's supposed to be steel. It looks more like ice. Really happy how these turned out though. Really super cool and fun to paint. We have like a sort of steel with like an amethyst stone, which is pretty cool. And then we got like a, this is when we started like utilizing wet blending a lot, especially to get to like the blends between like the blues and everything. It's pretty cool. And we scroll up a bunch. This is when we started our own like custom chapter. So this was like the first like iteration of it. And then we started like refining the process and everything. Decided to change up the backpack. And then if we go up a bit, we've done a more recent version of the chapter, which is right there. So look at the difference. We have a lot more depth in the shadows. Nice cleaner highlights. Smoother blends. Utilizing like the metallics and everything as well. A lot more texture and everything on the leather work and things. So we jumped up considerably in our painting ability. But also, obviously, like I said, the time investment is pretty crazy. There you go, it's like a blood angel we did. Nice cleaner highlights, a lot smoother. Focusing on like the depth and things, all the recesses and everything like that. And there's a model we broke by dropping it, like knocking it off the desk. Pretty annoyed about that, but yeah. Here's that model again that we've repaired now. We just need to touch up some of the areas where like the glue sat and everything. Bit on the like the hair and everything like that. Really happy how this come out. Went for like a more of like a box art sort of look for it. I think it looks pretty cool. But yeah. Looking forward to what we do with the wings on that Stormcast model. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool. Really excited to paint that. Looks like I've been painting for years. Thank you. Love the flag. Awesome. Put Atlas missing the blue buys. Oh, we get a dead one. It's good enough, right? So talented. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's the benefit of being able to paint like 5 days a week. On average, of course. Yeah, it was like, you notice it a lot in a lot of like hobbies and everything, not just like miniature painting and that. Like when you start off, obviously you're very new and everything, you're learning all like the basic techniques and things, like the processes that are required to get like the finish you want. And as you get more confident, your models jump up in like quality and everything like that quite considerably. And then you, like the more you invest time and stuff, the more, like I think it's called like you hit like a sort of plateau. I think that's how it's described. Where you make small improvements. I think we're sort of getting to that stage now we're sort of hitting the stride with all the techniques and things like that we're really comfortable with. Our brush control and everything like that is at a point where we can sort of achieve fairly consistent results. Yeah, we found out a while ago that the people who paint for like the Golden Demon sort of competitions and things spend like months and months and months painting like one model. So we're not at that stage yet. We're getting there though. Yeah, that's sort of the goal to achieve, really, is to eventually get into like competition painting. And then we realize how much we still got to learn and how much better a lot of people are, but we're still enjoying it, which I think is probably the most important thing. It doesn't matter how good like you think you are or how your models turn out or anything. It's more about just having fun with it. Cool. I need a tiny touch of that Abaddon sunset. Fix that a little bit right there. I'm happy with that. Pretty cool yellow. A bit of depth in the recesses. Not too extreme with the highlighting, but it is visible. Give a little separation between the panels and everything. Kind of cool. I like it. Now let's get a holder back. That on there. We do those skulls next. So you're always your own worst critic. I think it's when at least getting close to competition if not ready for one. Yeah, I can totally see that. You always find the flaws and the mistakes and stuff you make. Like, you probably show a model to someone and they see a lot of like the good things about it. Like, oh, like the texturing on like the tabard area, like the half tabard is really nice and stuff. You've got nice contrast in the recess and everything like that. Then you're always looking at like the imperfections and everything. Oh, you know, like that line could be a bit thinner. That could be a bit darker. That could be a bit brighter. Should have used a different color for this, you know? You bought myself up a mini painters. A few of them award winners. Nice. At least close to it. Cool. I'll take that as a compliment. Looking at the details and the textures there, the fades and the colors, how much contrast you get is looking really damn good to you. Awesome. Yeah, I'm super happy with the cloak. With this being like a major part of the model. Super happy how this turned out. Like, I was tempted to do the inside of the cloak a bit darker. Because at the moment, like, we've used the same colors. But the reason I decided to keep the inside of the cloak a little bit brighter is because when you put it on the model's pretty dark. It's got a lot of black. It's got a lot of like dark blues. May have some highlight points of like a little bit of red, the blue, the green, but the green is off to the side. So this gives it a little bit more brightness and sort of lifts the model a little bit more. If we kept that super dark, all of the model would be kind of dark, and I didn't want that look for it. I wanted like a little focal point. Cloth can be tricky to do. Sometimes you get lucky with it. It looks great. Yeah, I've noticed that. Like you can paint like leather or some sort of cloth and stuff in there. It goes really well. And then you do it like the next day and it goes, it's a complete disaster. Like even though you use the same colors, you use the same techniques, approach it in the same way. Let's get a little touch of water mixed into this ivory. Want it a little bit smoother. Let's test it on the glove. Oh, really nice. I like that. Yeah. Okay. Like, what I say is probably my biggest turning point when it comes to miniature painting. It's not necessarily like learning all the different techniques and everything, even though that does play a major part in it. Biggest turning point for me was utilizing the contrast between the light and like the shadow. Like I'd sort of fall into like the idea of, oh, if I want something to be brighter, I should grab a brighter paint. And as soon as I started thinking, well, if I want that area to be brighter, why don't I make the shadows a bit darker? Why don't I leave a little bit more shadow on the model? I think that is what really boosted up like the quality level and like the impact the model has as well. Yeah, like I've said it a couple of times before. I think like Twitch is one of those weird places where I think a lot of people, obviously opinions vary, this is just what I've sort of observed. People like watching streams and stuff and that, they get models finished like every stream, every other stream and stuff, and they're painting something new all the time. And then like you have like the flip side of it, people really enjoy watching someone who invests a lot of time into like an individual, like a single model that is ready for like a competition. But I think the audience for painters who paint a lot of models quite quickly or get models completed on a regular basis, so they're always painting something new, get a bit more attention. I could be wrong, of course. I think like ones who spend a lot of time on a model and that get more of like a, what's the way to say it? Like a dedicated audience, I guess, or like a more consistent group of people who watch them all the time, because they know exactly what sort of quality level and things like that they can be, like they can expect. I don't know, could be completely wrong about that. So we're just taking some ivory, doing our first little, not necessarily highlights, but more of just re-establishing more of your typical sort of bone color. Let's catch up for a second. Same setting is sitting here going, why did you work yesterday? And today it looks like doo-doo. Xantho priming was a big aha moment. For me, the way I paint, because I apply a lot of layers, do a lot of wet blending and stuff to establish like the foundation of the colors, I don't find zenithal like highlighting to be very beneficial for me. Like, yeah, showing where the shadows and the highlights and stuff and that would hit the model and stuff is nice. But in terms of like affecting the overall colors on the model that you apply, because like I said, we apply a lot of layers, we do a lot of wet blending, we adjust the shadows and brightness as we go, I don't see it really having an effect. That's just in like my situation, you know. Yeah, just taking a photograph of it and everything and using it as reference, and that is a really good like learning curve. As you obviously you paint and stuff like that, unless you're going to be doing like glazing or doing like super thin down airbrush work and stuff like that, I don't think zenithal highlighting is really necessary. Like obviously the more you paint, the more you sort of understand how light hits your model and everything like that. You adjust different, like you do different light sources and everything. You sort of move away from the zenithal highlight. I'd like to see the process for you. You always encourage the streamers to talk about their thoughts and what they notice and the camera can't see. Oh, don't get me started about cameras. like the lighting situation and stuff and that, and how it shows on stream isn't exactly what it looks like in person and stuff. You notice a lot more detail and everything like that. Colors are slightly different hue and everything. Getting the camera situation sorted is a pain in the ass. The in-between period is not super fast or not doing competition pieces and often get missed by a lot of folks. Terrific. The main thing you get from it is before pick to spot details and shadows. Yeah. Take a pick in bright daylight. Turn the contrast on the phone up a notch. That's where your shadows go. For some reason you can't get it without picks. Cameras of stream, yeah. Like we've tried so many different things. I think what's going to really benefit us the most is changing the lamp we've got to a more like a white light, because at the moment we've got like your typical sort of like yellowy orange. I've no idea what that's like the technical term for that is. And it gives everything like a yellowy sort of hue, like yellowy orange. Like you can see it on the background there. Like if we grab our phone, see, that's white and that's the lamp. So if you bring this over and we put that over it, I think that, obviously not as intense, I think that is a lot cleaner and crisper. I wonder if we can... So if we grab yellow real quick. Like, this is golden yellow. Look how... like, reflective and stuff that is. Like, the colour's, like, way off. But yeah. We'll see. Plus, buying a lamp is cheaper than... like, changing a bulb is way cheaper than buying a brand new camera. We'll get there eventually. Oh, gone into a little bit into that recess. Let's re-establish that real quick. Now, this layer doesn't have to be super consistent, super opaque or anything like that. Just re-establishing, like I said, the more typical sort of bone color. Another Stream Raiders battle. But see what I mean? Like, the Stream Raiders battles last, like, go on for 30 minutes. Like the prep phase, or whatever you want to call it. Where people can place units and stuff. And what have we done in that time? We've done, like, a little bit of highlighting the helmets and applied ivory to, like, 3 skulls. In 30 minutes. How? Like 3 minutes, yeah, okay, I can understand. But 30 minutes going by that quickly, crazy. Warm light, yeah. Ring lights usually do warm white, cool white mix. But those bulbs are, most light bulbs are warm yellow, yeah. You know, you've been wondering where you put your desk lamp for about a week and you just found it? I do that all the time. I can literally put something down, walk away for like 2 seconds, come back and it's gone. Put in a safe spot, oh yeah. I'll just put this in this drawer so I don't forget where it is and I can easily find it. I know it's in that drawer right there. 10 minutes later, where did I put that? You look through all the drawers and stuff. You even look for the drawer you've put it in and it's not in there. Right, let's do some Stream Raiders quick. Alright, let's throw this down. Hopefully, what the fuck? That's new. There we go. That was weird. Like, stuck to the mouse for a second. You only lose things when you put them in away in a safe place where you don't want to lose them. It's on top of your computer, the same computer you use every day. Like, why would you look there though, innit? Like, why would I put a lamp or something on top of the computer? He's distracting us with chatting? No, it's all good, it's all good. You'd be surprised. Alright, good job everybody. So we have about... We can do one more battle. We'll see what time we're thinking for dinner and everything like that. I probably want something pretty decent for this battle. Yeah, definitely that. And let's go right there. Cool. Look at this. Let's find out what time we're going to be doing dinner and everything. See what time we have for the stream. We usually end about 3:30, 4 o'clock, something like that. Stream schedule and stuff like that is just non-existent at the moment in terms of like consistency and everything. Like typically what we do is we stream Monday to Friday. Monday, Wednesdays and Fridays we usually do 2 streams. So we do one in the one in the afternoon and one in the evening. Usually start around 1 PM, go till about 3:30, maybe 4 o'clock, and then we come back then about 6 PM. And then the Tuesdays and Thursdays we usually only do like the 1 stream. But at the moment we've got a lot of stuff going on with the house and everything. So we're kind of really just doing like the 1 stream. Hopefully all the work and everything and that doesn't go on for too much longer. We can start settling back into our regular schedule, which would be really nice. Especially as we got our like we have a noise marine commission coming up. And then we have Spottier Sharks. Pretty crazy Stormcast commission. Where we're going to be painting the entire half of the Dominion box. So if you like your Stormcast and you want to see him painting for like the rest of the year. Definitely stick around for that. So we used ivory for the base, or like the highlights and everything. Oh god, making a mess of that. Yeah, we're using ivory for those skulls, and then for like this alien sort of one, we're using an olive flesh. Just to get see if we can get like a little bit of a different tone for the finish. So we're not worried about it being super smooth, super consistent or anything like that. That looks exactly the same, doesn't it? That ivory and that olive flesh looks exactly the same. Welcome back, Alice, by the way. Don't have to paint the Stormcast back to back. You take as many breaks as we need. Yeah, we'll probably do like for like consistency's sake, we'll probably break it down into like the different squads. Because you say if you wanted like red, blue, and purple, we'll probably do like break it down into like those 3 different categories of color, where we do all like the red ones, and then we go like paint something else. Then we'll do all like the blue ones, paint something else, do the purple ones. Should be pretty cool. Have you thought about what you want to do for the like the accent color, for like the shoulder pads and everything? I thought black could be pretty interesting. But black's kind of boring at the same time. You assembled Blackstone Fortress models yesterday? All of them. You assembled all the Blackstone Fortress models yesterday. How? How? Did your first test game in the evening. It's a really fun game. Cool, cool. All of them? Super fast to assemble. Alright, okay, okay. Nice. What sort of models come in the box? Are they like, is it like Curse City where you get a lot of, like individual characters and stuff? Like monsters and everything? Yeah, I really like the idea of the game you can sort of play by yourself. And I like the idea of like the campaigns where you have like one character, and as you play through it and stuff, your character like earns like experience or whatever, gains like new abilities and everything. That's more sort of like a D&D sort of thing. And then you get like stronger and stronger, but the campaigns and stuff get harder and harder. And then when you die, then you sort of start fresh from the beginning with like a new character. I always like that idea. Push fit, good quality, nice. You followed the instructions to use no glue. I'm not sure about that. Can't wait to get Curse City and play it. Looks super fun. Also, your explorers can actually die. Yeah, so sort of like the like campaign I described, where you have like your one character, you invest like all your time and energy and stuff into like leveling them up and building like a specific build, invest into like experience, like all the different experience points and everything, and then they die, and then you're really sad. You have to start from scratch again. It's cool. Yeah, we'll get Curse City eventually when it comes out for like general release. I really like the look of those models. And if they die, they're off. You can't play them anymore for the length of the campaign. Okay, that's interesting. So you can't like re-roll the sort of same character. That's pretty cool. When the explorers actually almost died in the test game. So it seems to be the ones you care about the most as well. Like you always have like your favorites out of the bunch. So you throw the other ones into like ridiculous situations where there's no way they can survive, and they manage to pull it off. And then you put your one you really like up against like the weakest enemy you could possibly find, and you roll like the worst like numbers ever, and you get absolutely destroyed. Yeah. Okay. Do we have a paler color? We have white, grey. All our paints are like just bundled off to the side for now until we get them reorganized. Olive flesh, we have the ivory. I thought we had a lighter color. Pale yellow. Maybe not. Yellow ochre. Tan flesh. We'll probably have to just mix in some white or something. Okay. Not an issue. Let's get a touch more water. I always like to add a little bit more water each time we do a pass with the ivory, because it sort of dries, even on a wet palette. I find just leaving them sit there, they dry out. Don't know why that's the case. The characters are predetermined. You select 4 out of the 8 when you start the session. Okay, okay. I suppose that stops you from picking like ones that are more beneficial in certain situations. Yeah, at the moment we're using the Army Painter web palette. I had one of the Redgrass Games Studio palettes. And when we weren't obviously painting, over that little break when they were doing like all the building work and stuff, and we had to move everything out the way, we left it sit open and the sponge dried out and just completely fell apart. I could add a little tear and stuff in it, and I thought, that's not too bad. And as it was drying a bit more, it got worse and worse and worse, and we tried to apply the water and it just literally disintegrated. I think what I'll probably do when we come to get a new palette, we probably won't buy a new sponge or anything like that. We'll probably just get the newest version of the palette, but get the smaller one. Not get the studio one again. Okay, we'll let that dry. This is where we start going back and forth between like the ivory, a little bit of that light umber and everything. We establish a little bit of the shadows and things. If we want to darken it down. Especially obviously all like the different cracks and stuff in there in the skulls. Don't forget, we are going to use bright ivory as well as our final sort of extreme highlight. So we can be a bit more free with this ivory.
is fear that I'll never feel the way that I felt way back when we were young and restless, young and restless, when we
Okay.
were
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bam. Right. Balance phase of chaos mode. Explorers are not chaos. The Explorers one is going to prefer, yeah. Dave, how you doing? Good to see you. Was at the dentist 4 hours today. Got temporary lower test teeth now. Okay. Better than Tom Cruise. Cool. I hate the, I hate the dentist. I don't think anyone likes the dentist. I don't know why people want to become dentists. Probably like a sort of revenge thing. Like they had a bad experience when they were a child or like a young adult or whatever, going to the dentist and stuff, and then they want to sort of get their own back. Okay. How much time we got? 11.5 minutes. Gonna tiny touch my ivory on the palette then. Teeny bit of that. Some nice fresh ivory. Put that down over there. You hate the dentist, Sue? Nothing against them, just don't like people touching your face. And you don't like your teeth. That's fair enough. Yeah, like I don't hate the dentists themselves. Got nothing against someone being a dentist. Just don't know what it is. Just don't like it. Like hospitals, it's a bit more like sort of justification. You know, typically the only time you go to hospital is when there's something wrong. You know, very strange, very strange. But it's more to do with the fact that we just don't like going anyway. It doesn't matter what the place is. Get that olive flesh again. I noticed as well, especially with these like paler colors, they tend to tear a lot easier. And what I mean by that is, when you're applying the paint to the model, with a lot of other colors, you can sort of work the brush into the color, move it around, you can return back to the area, do little adjustments and stuff. But with like the ivories and everything like that, like when you lay it down, if you go back over it, it sort of pulls the paint off the surface, and then you end up with like these like dark patches. Like a lot more often than you would with the other colors. Very strange. Okay, what I want to do is put a little bit of that light in there. Let's just see if we can just drop a tiny bit into like these weird like vein sort of things that are on the skull. Or like stress fractures or whatever they are. Obviously they're not veins because it's, you know, it's bone, but you know what I mean. Probably, yeah, stress fractures. Okay, where did we do that? Completely forgot the underside of this skull. Blended in a little bit of light umber on one of the skulls. I can't remember which one. Oh yeah, there. I can see it. We're at 2.5 minutes. You have to get a tooth pulled soon. Get a prosthetic put in. Ouch. So Rantis, how you doing? Looking so good. I will say, the amount of time we put into it, it should do. But yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, we grab the cloak real quick. We've only got like less than 2 minutes left of the stream. So we can just show off how it looks so far. We have that. So yeah, the idea behind the model, if you don't know, is it contains the 4 colors of the Chaos Gods. So you have the blue, we have the purple, we have the green, and then on the back of the model we have the red. Like the red is created by the torch. So it's a sort of attempt at an OSL sort of glow. So if we do that, I'm going to introduce a bit more red to that torch. It's a bit too yellowy at the moment. So yeah, that creates that little glow, little splash of red on the back. I think I might highlight up those skulls up to like the bright ivory, and then maybe get a super thin glaze and just tone them down slightly. They're looking a little bit too bright. I get that follow. Hope you're doing good. So yeah, that's sort of where we're up to so far. Yeah, there's the base as well. Take that off. Okay, got like a couple of seconds left of the stream. Let's just put that on there, that out of the way. Oddly enough, gonna buy some books from Amazon. Amazing. Amazon, I'm pretty sure. Wild plants which are edible and outdoor survival skills. Sounds pretty cool. So it's good to have a bit of knowledge. In case I can see like the situation arises where you're stuck somewhere. I got that shout out by the way, Spotty. I'm glad you're on top of everything. I don't know what I'd do without people doing things for me. That sounds really bad. That sounds like... We're not even going to go there. You know what I mean. Without people keeping on top of everything. There we go. Okay, let's do the Stream Raiders battle real quick. And then we can... start wrapping up. Let's clean off these brushes. I always like to clean the brushes I've used before we start streaming and after. It might be a bit excessive, but I find that if you run a little brush soap through the brushes before you start painting, I find the paint flows a little smoother and everything off them. It's probably like... probably doesn't do anything. It's like one of those sort of placebo effect things. There's nothing wrong with, you know, taking a little bit more care of your brushes. Make them last a little longer. Cool. Put that one there. Just putting the covers on them. So let's give out some rewards. There we go. So we'll pick up Stream Raiders tomorrow. Like I said, hopefully. Oh, we've got a new unit, have we? Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah. Hopefully, by next week, we'll be back to our normal schedule. We stream every day. And we do 2 streams, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. 1 stream on the Tuesday, Thursday. All depends if they get everything finished this weekend. So yeah. Extra brush care is never a bad idea. Can't hurt. True. And like, we've bought this little pot of the brush cleaner. What, like, probably a couple of months after we started painting. And it was it's only the small tub. They do like a really big one as well. And it lasts forever. So it's worth investing in it. Even if you use like synthetic brushes and stuff. Am I buying an Abaddon did nothing wrong t-shirt? I'd like some like Warhammer themes clothing, and that I think it'd be pretty cool. I have a bunch of like the collector's pins and everything. Like I have the one from like the Warhammer like anniversary or whatever it was. Bunch of like the Blood Bowl pins. Like the Age of Sigmar one that come with the pre-order for the Dominion. A few like collector things. I don't have any like Warhammer t-shirts or anything though. I think if I was going to buy like merchandise, it'd probably be like Twitch. Like Twitch branded. I don't know. Right, okay. That's going to be it for today, everybody. We shall be back tomorrow. Hopefully a little bit earlier. I know we're like started around 1 o'clock today. Hopefully we can go live a bit closer to 12. Give us the most chance of getting this model finished. We still have the weapon to do, or like the gun, which is probably going to be like the next big part. So hopefully we can at least get the trophy rack and everything finished. Any little bits on the base that need doing, like the washing stuff over the metallic on the torch. Get that all weathered and everything. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes tomorrow. And then hopefully this will probably be like maybe Monday if we don't get as much done on Friday as we'd like. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, probably like the last time we see Abaddon then. Which would be a nice relief. But yeah, I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. I hope you all get a little bit of painting and everything done. Hope you're all looking forward to the weekend and stuff as well. Friday tomorrow, which is nice. Alice, take care. Dave, hopefully you're doing okay. JJ Official, you're very welcome. It's good to see you. Hopefully we'll see you again. Like I said, we'll be back on tomorrow. About between 12 and 1 UK time. Hopefully closer to 12. And yeah. There's no way we're getting this finished tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see what we can do. But anyway, yeah. I'm off, everybody. Have a great day. And hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow. Okay? Bye!